So you're building a home theater and you have some questions. Today, we're gonna get to the details. We've showed you a lot of completed home theaters with projectors, surround sound, all this cool stuff, but today, we're getting down and dirty. This is phase one of a home theater. Let's do it. So first, we're gonna focus on the audio. What does that mean? How many speakers your room should have? What type of wire you should run? In this scenario, we have 7-channel surround sound with 2 subwoofers and 2 Dolby Atmos. The 7.1 is set up of 3 front speakers, your right, your left, your center, 2 surrounds, 2 surround backs, and a Dolby Atmos speaker for audio that's meant to come from above you. This cabling and this design you want to do before the walls go up. Why? Because it's going to allow you to place the speaker in a better placement. It's going to be cheaper to do it. Not only that, but you can actually set up pre-construction brackets. That way when sheetrock gets installed, your sheetrockers are going to cut it out and it gives you a perfect cutout for the speaker to go in. It will be a neater, nicer, less messy setup. When it comes to your audio system, guys, there's endless options of speakers to choose from. I'm always going to narrow it down to levels, because a level 1 speaker is going to range in the $100 to $200 range, but that's more of a media room speaker. When you talk about home theaters, you're looking for quality audio speakers that have a bigger range and a bigger power handling. Not only that, but the cones, the way the actual woofers are built, are meant to give you a crisper, nicer sound. If you didn't know this, there's actually speakers that are THX certified. So there is a difference between a media room speaker and a home theater speaker. But now let's talk about video. Projector or TV? Set yourself up for both. Now I am a big projector guy, because when it comes to cost, you can get a bigger screen for your dollars, but you have to do it correctly. In a room like this one, where you're gonna have a lot of light, you wanna make sure that you get the right screen. Couple things that we're gonna get to the details is, one, the types of screen. As you can see, we have our speakers lined up to be housed behind the screen. So we are going to need an acoustic screen that is going to allow the audio to travel. Not only that, but we do have a lot of light in this room. So we wanna have an ambient resistant screen to block off the lighting that's coming from behind, below, or above. And it's only meant to detect the lighting that's coming from your projector. When it comes to the resolution of these projectors and projector screens, they're all usually going to be 4K, but what makes the whole experience is the actual material of the screen. White screens are going to be your cheapest option, and they usually work great in a room where the lights are going to be completely off, but they do feedback or bounce back a lot of light. So those white screens are actually going to take the light and reject it back to you. So it's going to brighten up the room. If you do have a little bit more on the budget, get you something that is actually high contrast, or as I mentioned, ambient resistant. Those screens are going to work great with the lights off, but they're going to give you a better viewing experience with the lights on. So let's talk about seating. In this specific room, we have a riser, so we're going to have 2 separate seats. When it comes to seating standards, there is a range. Now keep in mind that it is your home. Do whatever you please and whatever feels better for you. However, our standards are usually 2 to 4 times the size of the screen. So if you have a 120-inch screen, the closest that you want to be from that screen is 120 times 2. The furthest you want to be from that screen is 120 times 4. That's a good, decent range when it comes to picking where you want to put your theater seats. But once again, the industry and YouTube is going to tell you a million things. Some people are going to say your screen is too high, your TV's too big. Do what makes you happy. I'm a big screen guy. So if you can go big. All right, so we talked about the screen, but let's spend a little time talking about the projector. In this specific room, we are doing an Epson laser 4K projector. The specs that you want to think about when you're choosing your projector is going to be your lumens, the aspect ratio, so you know what type of screen you can fit it on, and then your contrast ratio. The contrast ratio is technically the distance between your brightest and blackest image. The blacker your image, the more realistic it's going to be, and the better viewing experience you'll have. There is such thing as a throw ratio, and that is the distance a minimum, a maximum, where the lengths of your screen can be located based on the distance of the screen. So do make sure that you do some research on where your projector should go. That way you don't end up with a power outlet back here and a projector right here. This is phase one. There is a lot of decisions to make when it comes to building your home theater, and we are here to help. Today, we touched a little bit of audio, a little bit of video, some of your seating, projector, screens, but we are here to help. Write your questions below, subscribe to the channel, join us on this amazing journey as we grow into one of the leading YouTube channels in our industry. We appreciate you for tuning in today. Look, listen, live with us. Have a great day.